What's good, everybody? It's Clutch Hoops, and it is NBA trade season again. The Los Angeles Lakers have agreed on a trade, sending D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton via Shams NBA. The Lakers are sending their own second-round picks in 2027, 2030, and 2031. I'm pretty happy for the Lakers as they land a versatile 3-and-D addition with Dorian Finney-Smith, who's shooting a career-high 44% from three-point land. LA also creates salary and luxury tax flexibility, saving about $15 million. Nets receive some draft capital and some clean salaries in return. D'Lo, who is on an expiring $18.6 million option, is great value for a Brooklyn team that continues to add young assets and picks. If I'm the Lakers, I'm happy on the opportunity to capitalize on getting rid of the expiring and adding a really solid role player who in DFS, who's finally free from Brooklyn and will be a starter in LA. He's one of, if not the most premier 3-and-D role players in the entire league. Big defensive wing that I think the Lakers have been missing for a really long time. I was pretty certain he was going to get traded this deadline as Brooklyn looks to sell their vets and tank if they own their pick this year. I would have preferred they added a bit more of athleticism. I felt like that's what they were missing. Maybe they could have gone and targeted Cam Johnson instead, but it was pretty clear that they did not want to spend those 2030 and 2031 first-round picks on them. And you also get Shake Milton to replace those Gabe Vincent minutes, which, well, let's be real, anything was better than those Gabe Vincent minutes this year. He was absolutely awful. You have people on Twitter calling him a cardio player. He's just going out there and doing cardio, which is actually crazy. He's just been, man, what happens to these role players after leaving Miami? I don't even know. Another little detail, the Lakers love grabbing the much-needed wing depth, and they also create a pretty solid amount of flexibility below the second apron. They were about 30K under the second apron, so very close to it. Now they're about $3.5 million under, which leaves them a little bit more flexibility. In terms of D'Lo, it's pretty sad how his career has ended up. I mean, I know personally I had a lot of expectations for him, and I'm debating on making a video about his story and why he failed mostly in his career, and the funny parallels of him going back to LA and back to Brooklyn now that he's older. Old Brooklyn D'Lo was seriously fun to watch, and I remember that year, I think it was 2018, 2019, he made his first All-Star team, but since then, I think it's just been downhill. He's been horribly inefficient. Not always, but, he's inconsistent. He does not have good stretches at all. He's had some bad decision-making seasons, and let's be real, every time he's been in the playoffs with the Lakers, he has shit bet. It's tough because I really thought he could be valuable to the Lakers, and it just didn't really work out with the fit with him and LeBron. It worked out with him and Anthony Davis. I thought that fit was pretty solid, but they just couldn't figure out the ball handling duties with him alongside LeBron. Something wasn't right. Realistically, he's just going to be a rental for the Nets. I'd expect him to join some contending team this upcoming free agency. Maybe, 8, 9, 10 million. I think a lot of people have seen through D'Lo, and I don't think he's as valuable as he used to be anymore. You guys let me know if you want me to make a D'Lo video about his career. I actually would be pretty interested in doing it because I've followed him for a really long time since I've been watching basketball. So I think that would be pretty cool. But anyway, you guys let me know. Brooklyn gets Maxwell Lewis, who is a pretty young wing player, but I know it doesn't really change much for them. And he didn't really do too much for the Lakers in the minutes he was given, from what I remember seeing from him. But if you're Brooklyn, you can give him some minutes and take a chance on him. And he's not in a high-risk environment like LA. Now, he can be a tank commander if that's what they want. In terms of draft capital, those seconds could definitely be closer to the first round than the end of the second. 2027, 2030, and 2031, the Lakers will definitely be without LeBron. And in 2030 and 2031, Anthony Davis will no longer be on contract with the Lakers. So those will be pretty high seconds as well, which are pretty decent assets for a Brooklyn team considering they could not scrounge up that 2030 or 2031 coveted asset of that first round pick from the Lakers. But anyway, you guys let me know if you want me to make a further video about D'Lo. We're happy NBA trade season has started again, and I'll be back next time a big trade happens. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.